Well, hey, kids, dreamers, and jammers, welcome to another Park Streamers Hangout. We have an amazing show for you tonight. But before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and say hello to my co-host here. And if you guys could tell us where we can find you. Let's start off with Cordy here.
Of course, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, and Twitch. And that's where you'll find me.
Sounds good. And we have Theme Park Casual with us here tonight. I wasn't sure if we were going to get him, but he was able to join us from vacation. Where can we find you?
I am coming to you from a undisclosed location that will be revealed in the next couple of days. So, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and X, all of them at Theme Park Casual.
Awesome. So he's somewhere or nowhere in particular. That's where he is. All right. And I like that little, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
That's right.
Joke there. So you can find me at BarryPlays28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. And you can always come join the fun there. Before we get started, though, we have a couple of things we want to do. Let's go ahead and say hi to everyone in the chat and welcome everyone in. So Cordy and Danny, would you like to join in and welcome me?
We have lots and lots of friends in the chat. Buddy Hepburn, welcome. Weird Old Man, Adventures with Roto Kamish, Tom F, Zombies,
Dragon Izzo's Place, Kayla Mack,
Tammy Delaney,
and good evening, Barbara Duncan,
and Jennifer Beausoleil.
Bianca.
Did Mermaid sneak in here? I didn't see her. Haunted
she
Mermaid.
Did. John.
Good vibes. Welcome in.
Good vibes. It's happening. Good vibes.
Mattercam Matt, hello.
Adventures with Roto Kamish. Good evening, my friend Peyton Edwards. Welcome.
Oh, wait, Theme Park Casual's in there. Hello.
Wow. Oh,
that guy's here.
I didn't know he was joining us tonight.
And John Way.
Everywhere I go. There he is.
There I am.
All right, I think we've about to hit everyone then, and we'll welcome more. Oh, Chad Pritchard just came in, so hello, Chad. Good to see you.
Christian
Edwards.
Christian Sages. Sorry, we're talking over each other now.
I know. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our first little thing. So, as all of you know, we've been raising money and donations for the Chalk Walk, and the Chalk Walk is near and dear to our heart. Last year was our first year. We had 14 members on our team and raised $14,000 even, which was amazing. This year has been even more amazing. We added more people to our team, so we have a total of 22 people on our team, and as of yesterday, we have now raised $26,855, and we beat our $25,000 goal. We beat that on Saturday, which is amazing. So thank you, everyone, for taking the time to donate.
Absolutely mind-boggling for me.
It is.
Seriously, guys, this is just so tremendous. I can't believe how amazing our community is. I am truly gabberflasted on this one.
Yeah. And on behalf of our whole entire team, we have people who have had children treated at Chalk, and whether they, unfortunately did not make it or they did, we're walking for our angels and our heroes, and it's amazing and it's so cool. One of the great things is we are going to have the Chalk Walk ambassador on our show next week. Her name is Belle. So actually, let me bring that up there. So Belle, this is her. She's going to be joining us on next Monday for our Park Streamers Hangout. It's a special Park Streamers Hangout because we normally do our Park Streamers Hangout every 2 weeks, but it's going to be great talking to Belle about her brigade and her, correlation with Chalk and what it's been like. And so we're honored to have her here. And the following week, which is our normal Park Streamers Hangout on July 28th, we are going to have the AVP, Zach, joining us from Chalk. So that's going to be amazing too. So the next 2 weeks, we are going to be bringing you some Chalk interviews, and I think it's going to be great learning more about this amazing organization and something that was near and dear to Walt Disney's heart as well. So I'm very, very excited to be sharing all that with you, as well as Danny and Cordy. It's been a great well, it's been a great several months just raising money. And I think that we're going to be able to bring in some more. And while we may not up our goal, I think since we've passed this, it's just an amazing goal to have. $25,000 was, I think, something that we didn't expect to reach, and we did because of all of you and your generosity. So thank you so much on behalf of the Park Streamers team. All right. Danny, Cordy, do you have anything to say?
No, just that, we still have time. What do we have? 3 weeks or so? Yeah, 3 weeks, I think.
Yep. Just under 3 weeks as of yesterday.
But
yeah, like I said, I can't say thank you enough to everybody. This has been a tremendous honor and blessing to be part of this.
Hashtag for the kids.
For the kids. Yes. It's funny. It's funny how the glitter stuff came up and it was for the kids, but it's become this amazing hashtag that we're using now for the Chalk Walk. So Thank you, everyone. As much as I can't stand the fact that I'm wearing a glitter hat for the beginning of Chalk Walk, I am thoroughly honored that you guys came up with a hashtag.
For the beginning of Chalk Walk? Wait, what was that?
Well, hey, I only agreed to about a half hour of wearing this hat. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
So we'll discuss a little bit later there, Cordy and Danny. All right. Well, everyone, we have a special guest with us tonight. I'm excited to bring him on board. We have the one and only Bob Weis, who, well, we're going to let Cordy read his bio for you, but he is an amazing individual, and I'm so excited. Danny and I had the pleasure of meeting him. Cordy, did you get to meet him?
I didn't get to meet him. Yeah, it was a little. I didn't get to, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, Danny and I got to meet Bob, and he's such a pleasure to talk to. And by the way, he was on our good friend show, Pete McDevitt, and had a great interview with Pete. And meeting him in person was absolute delight. And I'm honored that he actually said he was willing to come on to our show and talk about his background, his history, the books that he's written, which we'll be talking about tonight. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Cordy so she can read his bio so you guys can learn a little bit more about Bob Weis, and then we'll bring him on.
Yeah, no, it's quite wow, it's like amazing when reading this. So I shall read it to you all. So Bob Weis, he is an author, speaker, and creative consultant who believes everyone has creative sparks worth chasing. His latest book, Dream Chasing, was released by Disney Editions, and he has appeared on Good Morning America, The Disney Treasure, Walt Disney World, and most recently at Disneyland's 70th anniversary author event that Bob was just talking about. And his novel Ghost Dog, inspired by the Haunted Mansion, is available from the Old Mill Press, along with audiobook versions of both titles, read by Bob himself, places like Audible and Amazon. I'm actually listening to Ghost Dog on my Spotify, if you have premium. Bob began his Disney journey in 1976 as a Disneyland ice cream and popcorn vendor. After earning a degree in architecture, he joined WED Enterprises, later Walt Disney Imagineering, where he spent over 35 years, 6 as president and 1 as global ambassador. He helped lead the creation of Disney MGM Studios, now Hollywood Studios, and contributed to projects across all Disney parks worldwide, including Tower of Terror, Tokyo DisneySea, Shanghai Disneyland, Wish Cruise Ship, and new lands like Frozen, Marvel, and Zootopia. He's the recipient of the Buzz Price Lifetime Achievement Award from the Themed Entertainment Association and the 2024 Marty and Leia Sklar Creative Visionary Award from Ryman Arts. And beyond Disney, he's consulted for Gensler, Jim Henson Studios, the U.S. Navy, the Smithsonian, NASA's Kennedy Space Center, and much, much more. So without further ado.
Yep. Without further ado, we'd like to welcome Bob Weis to the channel. Bob, how are you doing? Oh, can't hear you there, Bob.
Oh, no.
All of a sudden, we can't hear Bob. Oh.
Let's see if that helped. Nope.
No, I can't hear him. Well, that was weird.
Yeah, we were talking to him just a moment ago. I wonder if something.
Yeah, we were. Let's see. Mic settings. Let's see if we can bring his mic settings up.
Welcoming Queen J Ray, Geofire, Krista Joe, Pirate Queen Twitch, Amy, welcome in, Haunted Mermaid, hello.
Bob, do you want to try to exit and come back in?
Yeah, the technology, guys. If you guys have ever watched a TPC stream, you guys know the technology has a way of getting in the way of things.
Yep.
How's this? Can you hear me?
There we go.
There we go.
Yay.
Hi.
Can hear you
sorry.
fine.
That's
okay.
Let's hope. Let's hands off. Let's hope nothing happens. Hi, I'm reaching you from Shanghai, and so be prepared for some lags and communication and things like that. But it's great to see you all, and I'm honored to be on the show. Hey, before we talk about me, Bob, I just want to congratulate you guys on the chalk stuff. That is really, you touched my heart with that. And I had a thought. We've got an hour here, so what if I said anybody that gives $100 in this hour, I'll send them an autographed book of either Ghost Dog or Dream Chasing, up to, let's say, what do you think? 10 books, 10 people,
Wow.
$100. I'll hand sign the book to them, and I'll send it to them.
Wow.
Wow, that would be amazing. Absolutely.
Let's see what we can do.
That would be
Okay,
cool.
well,
I hope somebody comes in. It'd be embarrassing if no one does. But I think it's just so wonderful what you're doing, and I love chalk, and we have a lot of common friends involved with chalk. So anything I can do, I'd love to help.
Okay.
As we've spoken.
Great. So if you guys make a donation to the Chalk Walk page, either to me, Danny Cordy, or Park Streamers, we will pay attention to who donates $100, and the first 10 people that donate $100 will get a autographed signed copy of one of Bob's books. Thank you, Bob. That was very generous.
Let us know which.
Yeah, I will definitely be keeping an eye on that. I think all three of us will.
Yeah, I was just going to look to mark the
I know, mark that book page right now.
the last one we got.
Bob. Oh, did we lose Bob?
We did.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm sure.
Yes.
That was very generous. That is amazing.
Yeah, completely unexpected. We didn't know that he was going to do that. We didn't have anything like that prepared. He just totally decided, hey, you know what? Anybody who donates is going to get an autographed, personalized copy of the book. Wow.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he'll even send
amazing.
it to you, so you don't even have to go searching on Amazon or pay for shipping or anything. Wow.
Wow. I'm sorry. I need to go to the Chalk Walk page to donate $100. I do. And by the way, hopefully he'll be back in just a moment. Let me change this so you guys can see it, though. So this is the book.
We got one.
Oh, do we have them?
We got a donation.
Oh, amazing. Who was it?
Let's see here. I saw the email first. Aubrey Harris. Thank you so much.
Aubrey, thank you. So let me tell you, this is Dream Chasing. This is the book we're going to be talking about tonight. One of them. He has two books. One is The Ghost Dog. It's a Haunted Mansion story, which is amazing. But I got to tell you, this book is thoroughly amazing and so much fun to read. I can't wait to tell you more about it tonight. But it's really awesome being able to have Bob on the show.
We got another.
I mean, his bio is impressive, but we all know Imagineering. He was president of Imagineering.
Yeah,
you don't get to that level unless you've got a few tricks up your sleeve and you kind of know what you're doing around the Imagineering circles, and so that's pretty impressive. Just that little piece of his bio. Never mind the other 30 years that he spent at Imagineering doing stuff and everything he's done after.
So we've got two books are claimed. So if you're interested in getting an autographed book from Mr. Bob Weis and Queen J. Ray, we said, and donating to any of the anyone on the team, because we can see them all, so we're able. It doesn't even matter who it's going to. It's just.
So if you want to help out one of the other participants in the chalk walk, by all means, go throw, toss the $100 into their page, and you will still get the book. It's not a Bob, Cordy, and Danny kind of thing. This is for the entire team, anybody. In fact, if you guys want to share it out right now to all your friends and let everybody know, hey, anybody that wants to get a copy of this book, autographed and personalized, get the donation in.
True. You don't even need to be here. Yeah,
you don't even have to be watching.
If like Danny said, that's true. You can just share it out and text them. Tell them hurry up, donate to my page, your page, but and claim that book. That's pretty awesome. That was I love that. I love that he offered that.
Okay, so Bob just got back to me and said that he would like me to call him from his cell phone so that we can actually have audio. We're just not going to have video, which is a bummer, but we'll go ahead and do that and try to bring him back on. So give me 1 second to set this up, and I need to take out my headphones so that you guys can actually hear. And if there's any audio issues, let me know, because it's going to be me and the cell phone here onto my mic. So give me 1 second.
That's probably going to mean that we have to mute, otherwise we're going to hear us talking on Bob's computer. And again, apologies, guys. You guys know how the tech gets to us sometimes. Just does not want to cooperate. He's coming from overseas as well. So. And obviously, if this doesn't work out, we will definitely be able to, try to reschedule and get Bob back on at another time to talk about his books and his experiences at Imagineering and elsewhere. But while we're talking, I did have a few minutes to talk to him at the book signing. He is such a nice guy. I mean, it was like, he was like, are you vlogging? Are you doing a video or something like that? And because I was live at the time, and sure enough, I was like, yeah, we're live on YouTube right now. And he's all, oh, hey everybody, and just very personable, very friendly. It was like, it was like we were instant friends. It was awesome.
Down to earth. That's really nice. I know that's
Yeah, because it's one of those things where you think, these high-powered executives at Imagineering and Disney and all that, it's like, oh, they're probably, so tired of meeting people.
Yeah. So, guys, can you hear Bob? Okay.
Let's take him off mute.
No, he's actually going to come through on my cell phone.
Okay, let's see if we can hear.
I'm coming through it on Bob's cell phone. We're gonna find a way.
Does that work?
I can hear him. Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry everybody. We'll work this out some way. But if we lose the connection again, at least I think the cell phone connection will hold, so we'll always have audio.
Awesome.
So thank you again, and great to see you all. We'll see if we can. Fingers crossed here.
Awesome. Well, we thought we'd let you know that we've already had 3 donations of $100 for your book. So while you were gone,
you guys are wonderful.
Yes, that was amazing.
Oh,
So,
well, then I should log off again and come back in 5 minutes.
whatever works. Oh, that's
you guys
awesome.
Are great. You guys are great, and I love sending people books. So just let me know what book you want, and who you'd like it signed to. I'll sign it to you too.
Okay, we can get all that information, and then I can follow up with you, Bob, if that's all right.
You guys don't count, Bob.
I-
You don't count.
Well, I do already have a signed autograph book, so I'm okay.
All right.
Although I was joking with
Well,
them.
I'm in Shanghai. I'm in Shanghai, and I'm in a beautiful hotel about an hour from Shanghai Disneyland. I just got in. I've been in Shanghai for about 3 weeks, or in China for about 3 weeks. A beautiful family trip. And tomorrow, I'm going out to the resort, and I'm going to walk around with my good friend Andrew Goldstein, who's the head of Shanghai Disneyland now, who I've known since the very beginning of Shanghai and before. And I'm also meeting with the local Imagineering team, show quality team as well. And we're going to have a little talk and see some of their projects and also sign books for them. So I'm so excited to be back in Shanghai, back at the park tomorrow. First time in a year. I was at Zootopia last year when it opened. But I'm really excited to be back there. And I'll send you guys some shots of it.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. All right. Well, we do have some questions for you, and Danny and Courtney and I obviously are going to take turns doing this. But I kind of wanted to ask you this because I'm a former cast member as well. My cast member experience was a little bit different. So I was actually working at the Queen Mary, and I was in merchandising, and then I became a tour guide while Disney was running operations down there. When Disney was thinking about, yeah.
So we got to talk about whether the ghosts are real or not.
Well, actually, I've got some pretty good ghost stories that I've shared with another channel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll do that on Halloween.
Yeah,
we'll talk about ghosts.
That sounds good. So my experience as a Disney cast member was when Disney was running operations down there, and they were thinking about building a DisneySea. You started off selling ice cream and popcorn. Did you ever imagine that back then that you'd be leading the creative project around the world for Disney?
No, not at all. And WDI was very secretive back there. It was called WED Enterprises, of course, but it was pretty secretive. And even though I was in architecture school, I didn't really hear about it. They were building Space Mountain. So I heard a little bit about this group that did that kind of stuff and didn't find out much information about it. And I had a terrible ending to my Disney career right there. I loved being an ice cream popcorn vendor. I loved being out there with the guests and all that stuff. And then the concession for balloons was taken over by Disney, and they gave it to Outdoor Foods. And I had to train on balloons. And I just could not get balloons. There's no ability in my psyche to handle all those tangled strings and filling up those balloons and getting the ears to fill before the balloon pops. I was a disaster. And I went to my boss and I said, I'm really good at popcorn. I'm excellent at ice cream, but I can't do balloons anymore. And they said, well, we do balloons now. We can't choose. We can't run away from things in your life. We're going to have to do balloons. So I quit the next day. That was the end of my Disney career.
Oh, wow.
So definitely, I didn't think I would ever go anywhere else. But I loved working at Disneyland. I just hated balloons.
Duly noted.
Tom Morris, for any of you that know Tom Morris, great Imagineer, he's writing a book with him right now. So the Tom Morris who worked in Paris for many, many, many Disney projects. We figured out that he worked with concessionaire at Disneyland when Disneyland took it over. And then he trained all the Disneyland people. So it's very possible that he and I met back when we were at Disneyland together.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. Tom Morris is on my list, by the way, to be on the Park Streamers Hangout, not to mention Tony Baxter.
He's terrific. He's got a book coming out. He's got a book that's going to come out, and I'm sure he'd love to do it, especially when his book comes out. He's got a great concept for the book, too.
Right. So you've obviously contributed to so many iconic Disney attractions, from Tower of Terror, which, by the way, is one of my daughter's favorite rides, to Zootopia Land. Is there any particular project that holds a special place in your heart, and why?
Well, I wrote this book, Dream Chasing, and one of the things I discovered as I was writing about things is the ones I had the most energy behind, I think, are the ones that were hardest. The ones that we really had a journey on. And so you mentioned the Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror went through many iterations to try to figure out how to get that drop that your daughter probably likes the most in that ride, and to try to get all those things to work together, the story, the ride system. So Tower of Terror certainly was a tough one, and that's why I liked it. Pirates, when we reinvented Pirates of the Caribbean for Shanghai Disneyland, a great journey, very hard to do, but great experience. Tron was really difficult which is now Walt Disney World, but Tron in Shanghai, trying to get that bike to work, and have it not just be able to kind of seal you in safely, of course, but invisibly, so you really felt like you're on a bike with open air around you. But also to do it for anybody from my size and height to your daughters to people of all ranges of body shapes, and to be able to blast that thing out at 60 miles an hour outside and things like that. So I think I just really love the ones where there's a big challenge around it, and we always love a challenge. We love a challenge, and we love the guest reaction when you finally get there. It's great.
Well, Tron is one of my favorite attractions, as well as my favorite movies, that and Tron Legacy. Yeah. Ariel, we just got back from Walt Disney World not too long ago, and we had the opportunity to ride it together, front row. Oh, and she was blown away. I was blown away. It was so much fun to ride. And she turned to me and said, "Dad, that ride was amazing. Why didn't they make it longer?" That was her only complaint. She loved it.
You definitely could experience that ride longer. As you can imagine, when you're going at those high speeds, it takes a lot of track to get 90 seconds or whatever, and especially the track inside. So I can guarantee you that we crammed as much track in that building as we possibly could. So that directly relates to the length of the experience, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to show you guys. I'm going to turn off my background so you guys can see this, because otherwise it doesn't show up. And actually, let me move my camera this way a little bit. So this is Bob's book. It's called Dream Chasing. It is an amazing book. There's actually something that really caught my eye. But one of the things I was telling Bob when I started reading this book is that he covers different years, and that's how he does his chapters. But in those years, he talks about little things that happened for each of those parks that he worked at or the lands, and they're bite-sized. They're like 1 to 4 pages, sometimes 5, but they're so easy to read. It was like, oh, I can read the next one. I can read the next one. It was so engaging. It made me want to keep reading, and I thought that was pretty amazing. And Bob said, he likes to read at night. So that's, well, go ahead. You can say what you told me, but you like to read at night. And so it's like those little bite-sized chapters or pages that you like to, cover, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite mentor authors is a guy named Eric Larson, who writes about big ship disasters. He wrote a big thing about the beginning of the Civil War. He's a great author, but he writes very short chapters. And he's a huge intellectual historian. You can kind of read a couple of these at night or however many you want. And in Imagineering, the reason why it worked for me was I could remember these sort of spurts of activity, and something like Tower of Terror runs through 6 or 7 years from earliest development to actually getting it done. Many things are like that, and many things happened at the same time. We're doing expansion of the Disney MGM studios with Tower of Terror. We're thinking about doing one in Tokyo and Paris. We started Disney's America. It wasn't organized like we did this and then this and then this. It's kind of like things are going on all over the place. And so I just had to capture these kind of periods of time and kind of keep updating you on what was happening with that. It was fun. It was a fun puzzle. I had a great editor, Wendy Lefton at Disney Publishing, has published about 400 books. If your members here have any Disney book about the parks, Wendy's the executive editor, which is amazing. And she helped me kind of guide through this puzzle of writing a book, which I never thought I would do. But then I ended up walking away from it as one of the great experiences of my life. I just loved doing it, loved having a chance to, I guess it organized my life a little bit of how I felt about it in my heart. But at the same time, I discovered something, which was that dreams are something everybody has. We all have big ideas. And the difference is, do you work or live in an environment that helps you foster this, that helps you foster what you want to do? And you got to find that. You got to find that, because I
Right.
believe that fundamentally we all have creative capacity. We all have big ideas. And so if the book's about anything, it's really not about me. It's about encouraging people to follow, not just follow, chase, I say, chase their dreams, because I think we all have.
But see, that's what I loved about the book, is that there was this one section where you talk about the digital revolution. And in that section, you talk about the TED Talk that Marty Sklar actually did. And to me, it was very, I mean, you obviously talk about, you know, how people can dream and everything, but then you talk about from different points of view and other people that you worked with and how they influenced you. And so he actually did this TED Talk. It was actually, I think, the TED Talk 2, where he kicked off the presentation to talk about what he called Mickey's 10 Commandments, inherited from Walt Disney, and it was adapted for, you know, a changing world. But with 1,400 Imagineers located around the world, really it was Marty's concern to make sure that the certain, you know, parts of the organization had a certain freewheeling, collaborative approach to knowing the audience and nurturing, you know, creative thinking. And he actually said, you need to, well, and you said you took this from heart from the book, but you need to know your audience, wear your guest shoes, organize the flow of people and ideas, avoid overload, communicate with visual literacy, tell one story at a time, avoid contradictions, for every once or ounce of treatment, create a ton of treat, which is amazing, keep it up and maintain it. And then of course, create a visual magnet that self-directs the audience. And really, this is the simplicity of Marty's message. And you said it made sense to all of you as Imagineers. And I really, I took that to heart. That was amazing.
No, it's great. It's a great way for Marty to have summarized the time he spent with Walt Disney himself, learning, you know, and learning and designing. And I'm writing my second book is about Marty. I'm writing a huge book about Marty Sklar. Time editing, his spirit is over me. But you know, he's still a great mentor to many people. You know, he passed several years ago, but he's deeply remembered and deeply respected in this business for having that knowledge.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I'd like to turn over to, you know, Cordy and Danny and let them ask some questions as well. But thank you so much.
Well, I started the Ghost Dog because I just love books that are like kind of. Oops.
Sorry, let me mute myself.
Kind of the young adults, right? Those books, they kind of keep me engaged with my short attention span. But I'm actually listening to the audio, which you narrate, so that's wonderful. I love to hear the author when, you know, narrate their books. But as I was listening to the story, I was just curious, you know, just the timing of the story, right? The timeline and everything. Like, had you had the idea for this book on your mind for a long time? Like, was it just, I don't know. It just seemed like it might have been something from maybe even childhood, right? That you kind of brought with you, and then it became this book, or? Oh,
Barry Place, you need to unmute or we can't hear Bob.
I was.
There we go.
No?
Can you guys hear him?
Hold on a sec. I'm getting in there. That's why I was trying to goose down. Let me try this. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
You can. Okay. Now we're working on that. Now this is okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
now we can.
Okay, great. Sorry. I was lucky to have a moment in time during COVID when I started working on some book ideas. I kicked around the idea of Ghost Dog first, actually, and then I started working on the possibility of doing a book. And Disney Publishing came to me and said, "We heard you're working on a book idea, and we've got a gap in our schedule, and we need something 2 years later for D23, because they like to premiere their major books at D23." So I took about a year to write it. They worked on it for another year, editing, clearing, designing, publishing, all that stuff, and we got it just under the wire for D23 the last time, and we're able to introduce it there. So it's not really I guess it's an autobiography. If you go to a Barnes & Noble or something, you'll find it's a section which I really like, because it's picking up some steam as not just a Disney, for people who are interested in Disney, but also for people who are interested in creative business and leading creativity. So I'm excited about that. It's less about me, even though it is. It's less about me than it's important to me to communicate this idea of using these examples to encourage people in their own creativity or their own group or their own organization's creativity.
Yep. And if you guys want to check out Ghost Dog, a novel, you can find it on Amazon right now. So definitely make sure you go pick it up.
And I did an audio for both books. I did the audio. They dragged me into it. Didn't think I could do it, but I did it. I did 26 recording sessions for Dream Chasing. And I think it was about 20 for Ghost Dog. But now I'm into it. Now I can't wait to do the audio book for the Marty book. I love doing it. So I hope you enjoy the audio book. I know a lot of people, I never listened to audiobooks until I did this. But I've spoken to a lot of people since then. So many people enjoy audiobooks. It's great.
All right. Are you guys there? Sorry. Whoop.
All right, Cordy, I can tell you have a question.
Let's see if I don't get feedback. No, I was just going to say I'm an audio book person.
Can you hear?
I'll fall asleep, right? As soon as I start reading, I'm like, okay, I'm out.
I hear you guys.
But audiobooks are.
I'm not hearing Cordy.
Okay, sorry. 1 second. I had to turn her down. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on 1 second. Let me put my AirPod back in.
I hope everyone appreciates that we're like doing a SpaceX launch here. This is the technology we're having to do to get around China firewall.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Okay, let me see if I can do that. And then I can turn up so I can hear Cordy and Danny. Okay, Cordy, go ahead and again.
Oh, I was just saying, no, I appreciate the audio book version, because I fall asleep as soon as I read like
Well, it looks
2
like
sentences.
It looks like Cordy might be frozen, but
Cordy's actually talking. You can't hear her, Bob?
I'm not hearing. You want to convey the question to me?
Yeah, you heard what I said, Bob. I appreciate the audiobook. So I like to have that option. And the fact that Bob read, actually did the narration was a plus, right, to that.
So she basically was saying that
I could read her lips with the camera.
she was saying she appreciates the audio book version because she falls asleep easily at night. Oh, is she coming through now?
No, she was for a second.
Oh, she was. Okay. And she likes the fact that you were able to narrate it. So she was really thankful you were able to do that. And I think that's great too. I love hearing from the authors. And when they can read the audiobook, to me, it's even more personal when you, experience it.
It's not like, it's not like I have a voice or anything. It's just that it's coming from my heart directly to you. So, they kind of convinced me that I could do it. And they did a nice job production values wise. They did some nice music to accompany it. So it's really great to have. I'm so glad it's out there.
Cordy, can you try unmuting yourself again?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you're on mute.
Can you hear her now?
Can you? Okay.
Say something for you?
Can you hear me okay now?
I do not.
Oh man. He still can't hear you, unfortunately. Well, let's try with Danny. See, because I know Danny's got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, can you hear me at all, Bob? I think it could be audio issues, just getting the connection over.
It could be. You know what? Let me see here. I'm gonna try something else real quick. I'm gonna be MacGyver. Hold on.
I know, really.
Try this.
Well,
Well-
I'll go on the chat and see if there's anybody.
Let's see. Oh, not connect. Disconnect.
Paul M. Newitt would like any insight he has about John Hench.
I'm gonna try to keep Cordy and Danny up on my screen. Hopefully, we don't get any feedback. Can you, Danny and Cordy, can you guys try talking again so Bob can see if he can hear you?
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me okay now?
Oh, now I can hear you, Corey, perfectly.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful. Oh, great.
It worked. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but it worked.
Bob MacGyver.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to toss anything in the chat, I'll read it. And if
Oh,
we have
yes.
any time, I'll read those too. Hi, Corey.
Hi.
Paul M. Newitt wants to know what you thought of John Hench.
Wonderful artist, reporter. I didn't really get to know John Hench that well, but he came down at the time that I ever had with John Hench. He came down when we were just finishing the Disney MGM studios, and he spent an entire day with me, just John and I, walking the park, talking about it, and all the things that I showed him that I was worried about. I'm worried this is not going to look good. This is not going to look good. He was so encouraging. He'd say, like, the focus is down here. They're not going to be looking up there. He told me to enjoy the process. And he also taught me color theory, which I put in the book. He taught me, I hope you all know what Neckos are, the candy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Old
yes.
candy. You can buy it at vintage candy stores usually. If you open them up, John said, all the colors are compatible. So you can take the orange and the blue, you can take the green and the blue, you can take the orange and the purple, whatever you put together, those colors will go together. In his color theory, if you look at Disneyland or if you look at Epcot, it really is Necco based. It's this idea that colors can be a wonderfully compatible family. So that's my fond memory of John. Very supportive, and I learned all about Necco waivers, and I always keep Necco waivers with me for that reason.
That's awesome. Well, I think we're going to turn over to Danny now, since he hadn't had a chance to ask you a question.
Good evening, Bob. Actually, I don't even know. Is it evening over there, or is it morning for you now?
Morning.
Can you hear me okay?
I
don't know if he can hear me.
Oh, Bobby, can you hear Danny?
Speak again.
Can you hear me at all, Bob?
Yeah, no, I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go. I was just saying good evening, but it's probably morning where you are. We were talking about challenges earlier, and I'm wondering what were the challenges or surprises that you dealt with when designing international parks, the Shanghai and Tokyo DisneySea? What were the special challenges and surprises that you experienced?
Challenges, I'm hearing you in and out, but I'm thinking you're talking about challenges international. I started my career in Tokyo Disneyland, so I just got used to the idea of working in another environment. And what I think I had to learn is that you need the local talent to get it done. You need local artists, you need local writers, architects, and they have to go on the journey with you. They have to be willing to follow the same dream. And so you have to teach them about Disney, but you also have to listen. You have to listen how they do it in Japan, or how they do it in Paris, or how they do it in China. if you listen, if your heart is open, you will find great allies who can help you get the project done effectively. And that's really what you need. And then later on, after the Americans all go home, Disney, a lot of the core, the WBI staff goes home, those people who you've worked with become the continuity. When I go to Shanghai tomorrow, I'll be with people who worked on the park originally, who now have, 12 years experience with Disney. And they're as Disney as any of us. And during COVID, when we couldn't fly people to Hong Kong or Shanghai, we really, the best thing that came out of COVID from a Disney point of view, I think, was those local people really got empowered because they had to do everything. And we could guide them over the phone, over the iPad, but they became very empowered, and now they're even better and more independent and creative than they were when we started. It's great. So that's the value of building those relationships. And it's also 20 years later, the people you remember that you still have contacts with that are Japanese or Chinese or from somewhere in Europe. And they've gone with us. Sometimes we'll take network artists from around the world. When we were in Shanghai building, we had rockwork people from Portugal, from Japan, from all different languages. It was great.
One of the things you mentioned in your book, which I thought was really cool, is that you talked about Tokyo Disney and the Oriental Land Company moving very slow, but then once they got rolling, they could move very, very fast. And I thought that was really interesting that you mentioned that, because it kind of implies to what you were just talking about right now.
Yeah, it's a kind of a characteristic that they really study ahead of time. And then it seems like it's very slow, but they're studying everything. And then all of a sudden, when they decide we're going forward, they go like mad. They go like, right.
It's awesome. Danny, do you have another question?
I was kind of hoping to leave my question toward the end, because it's
okay,
kind of a little bit of a, after all of the other stuff.
No problem. Before we continue on, and I asked Cordy if she's got another question, don't forget, guys, Bob Weis has generously offered that if anyone donates $100 to our Chalk Walk Fund, if you go to Cordy in California, Theme Park Casual, myself, or our team page and donate $100, he will give you an autographed signed copy of the book of your choice, whether it's Ghost Dog or Dream Chasing. So don't forget to go there. And mods, if you can share the Chalk Walk link into the chat, we'd really appreciate it. Cordy, do you want to ask another question?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little outside of. There went my light.
I can hear you perfectly now, Cordy.
Okay, good. Well, my question, because as I was just kind of reading about you and things, looking on Instagram, and I don't know, I like to it's just outside of the books only, but just I know the immersive experience, and that seems like something you had mentioned, you kind of took things from Disneyland, right? Like how Walt Disney had immersive experiences, but you've kind of taken that next level.
Yeah, I think that we like to talk about immersive entertainment now, but immersive entertainment is what Disneyland was based on, 70 years ago. It was putting people into an environment that they can feel and touch, and it's, as Marty said, it doesn't have any contradictions. You really feel like you're in the Old West, or you're in the land of adventure, or the land of fun, whatever it might be. And you can learn from those real immersive experiences. Now, of course, we have new tools. We have your cell phone. We have other things that can communicate with you. Someday we'll have a practicality of AI where it isn't hard, to have a small capacity where people have access. Those things will continue to enhance the experience, but it still fundamentally is storytelling, where you are the star, you are the main figure in that. It's different than a movie. In a movie, you're watching a director's point of view about what story they want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
At Disneyland, it is your story, and so as we get more tools, we definitely use them. But it still is fundamentally immersing people into worlds they want to be in and giving them multiple paths to decide how they want to appear in that world. I think that's fundamentally what it's about. And so I love that world, obviously. I love being a part of it. I love we used to say at Imagineering 40 that we didn't do book reports, meaning take a movie and just send you on a ride through that movie. We create a new world inspired by a movie or inspired by a series of characters or that kind of thing. So when you go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you're not in any specific planet or any specific story of Star Wars. You're in something that encompasses your whole memory of that world. And if you've never seen a Star Wars movie, hopefully you can still enjoy that world. Same thing with Pirates. When we redid Pirates in Shanghai, we didn't tell one pirate story from one movie. We put you into the world. Tron, we put you into the world on a bike actively. That's really what a park or an immersive experience is about.
Yeah, no, I love that. I like where it's just, it takes you out of, kind of like this reality, you get to go in and just be, like you said, be a part of it, right? You're in it. You're not just watching it or, like you mentioned, like a play, right? You're actually a part of it. You're like
You're in it. You're in it.
Yeah.
Bob Iger once said to me in a conversation about Shanghai, he was learning about the parks, because he wasn't in the parks originally. And he said, one of the things I learned in this business is it's not what they see, it's what they do. So tell me what they're going to do. And I think the more the modern audience demands to have tangible things that they're physically involved with or doing or can manipulate in some way, that's the growing expectation of our audience.
So I've got a question for you. As someone who's obviously played, a key role in launching, Disney MGM Studios 35 years ago, what part of that park, or any of the parks really, what part of those parks is your favorite part? Like, what was the favorite thing you worked on?
Well, I don't know if I can play favorites because they're kind of like all your children, right?
Right.
But, people ask me about Disney MGM. There's been so much that was there that's not there anymore. Do you feel bad that some of those things that you put in aren't there anymore? I don't at all. I feel great about the great movie ride. I think it was a moment in time when we could use cast members that had really never been used in that way before to really be performers in the ride. We brought together. It was a time when the Disney movie library was not very good, and we were able to expand it by bringing in other movies to be a part of it. It wasn't very diverse. We were able to bring in The Wizard of Oz and Alien and a variety of things. But I think also the Great Movie Ride kind of lived its life out. It was great, and when we had this opportunity to put Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway right there in the center of the park, core Disney product, 100% supported the idea. But it's exciting to me. So it's exciting to me to have converted a lot of the backstage areas, which worked in the first few years, but now it works great with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So each park evolves. I'd say that park's probably evolved the most between Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Disney, Hollywood Studios has evolved the most. But then there's some things that are exactly, we did the Indiana Jones show. We wanted to put the actors in the action with real fire and real action. And it's amazing to me to go to the park and find Indiana Jones playing to full audiences, 2,500 people, every show.
Yes.
And the original Indy, Kevin, who was one of the original Indies, he can't really do the Indy role anymore, 38 years later, but he still trains all the Indies. He still keeps the magic of the original show going that's what makes that show keep its vibrancy and keep the continuity. Hollywood Boulevard, to me, the view when you first walk in, you look down the street, you see the Chinese Theater at the end, except for a few years where they put the silly sorcerer's hat there. That view has always been great. And now you know what I think of the sorcerer's hat. But, those are things that are part of the continuity of the place and work great. And the spirit of the place, I think, is still there. So I like to see the evolution. As Walt Disney said many times when he was alive, the parks will always change. They'll never be finished as long as there's imagination around. And so I made tons of changes when we came in and redid a lot of DCA. We converted, fixed our pier. We added Cars Land. We changed the whole main entrance to Buena Vista Street. I love seeing the progression of the parks over time. As Marty Starr said at the last D23 he was at, that I was with him, he said the parks are, we have stewardship over the parks, but they're also not museums. They're active places, and they have to change for the generations. Bob, you see it one way, but Ariel sees it another way, and we have to think about Ariel going and Ariel's kids coming, right? We have to think about that new generation and what characters they expect to see. So it's a challenge, but I think it's incredibly fun, and it's incredibly important for the audience to know that Imagineers are the moral compass. Imagineers spend every day agonizing over what's best for the future of the parks. They sense that responsibility very, very hard. They take it very, very seriously.
So I just had one other question.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy Delaney, who said I could listen to them talk for days. I don't think you want to listen to me talk for days, but I'm glad you're here for an hour. Thank you.
I just had one other question regarding your book real quick. And where am I? Sorry, I've got a lot of screens open here. Obviously, you've appeared on Good Morning America. I actually saw that that morning, not knowing I would actually have the opportunity to interview you on the Park Streamers. And obviously, you've been at different Disney events to promote Dream Chasing, like the signing that Danny and I saw you at. What's been the most memorable moment of connecting with your readers since the book's release?
Well, I thought that a book signing was somebody buys a book, they come up, they say hi, they sign the book, and the next person comes up, right? And it's not that at all. It is a moment you have with that person. And if they bought your book and they've sought you out to get you to sign it, it's because they really are fans of Disney. It somehow is part of their art, their upbringing, their family. You realize after you sit there and sign for a while that how important Disney is to people. It's renewed my own personal commitment to Disney, to meet all these people and talk about the book and talk about their memories. And I've had stuff where I've had to take a break and go tear up for a while. I had a gentleman who was at a signing, and he said, he was with his adult son, and he said, I always promised my son I would bring him to Disney World, and I never did. And we were finally here. And I said, what a wonderful thing. He's grown up now. The two of you could come together. It's incredible. And he said, well, I'm here because I'm dying of cancer. That's my last chance. How do you react to that, kind of a story? And boy, I'll tell you, I've hugged more people at book signings now than I ever thought I would. Perfect strangers that I met 2 minutes ago. But that's important. So, but I can also tell you, it's quite a thrill to be standing there backstage at Good Morning America, and then they bring you on stage, they put you in the chair, and they say, okay, it's going to start. You've got 2 minutes to answer these questions. It's a high pressure world. It was fun when it was over. 3 minutes we had, but it's great to have the support of a show like that when you're trying to get a message out, when you're trying to reach an audience. It's great. So
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and let Danny and Cordy take their last or next questions before we get to some Q&A. Cordy or Danny?
I'll just tell you that behind me, if anyone can make it out, once in a while you'll see a little box come by here. Not that guy, but you'll see a little box come back and forth. It's a little robot, and the delivery guys who are delivering everything from McDonald's to Chinese noodles or whatever, they come in through the front door off their motorcycles, and they load it into that robot's box. They close the door. They program the room number that called in the order, and that robot comes around here, goes in the elevator, goes up and knocks at the room door, and hand delivers all the orders. It's amazing.
Wow.
You'll see him come by once again.
Awesome. Okay, I have a question, and I think it'll be a good one to kind of wrap up the interview portion, then we could get to the Q&A with the chat. All of the stuff you've done, you've had a tremendous career. You talk about dream chasing. Disney calls you up, says, you know what, after everything you've done for us, we want to give you one, final thing for you to do for us right here. Come back to Hollywood Studios, blank check, call in whoever you want to have help you, dream project, whatever you want to do, we'll build it. What's that project look like?
Wow, that's a great question, my friend. I think I have the answer there. I love the area as you come out of that pot, you get on the boat, come out of that pot, come down to or you walk, and you come down to the beach club, the yacht club, the boardwalk. All that is such a beautiful development. And then you come under the bridge, and you come to the front entrance of Disney Hollywood Studios. One of the things we worked on a while ago was from about the boardwalk down to Disney Hollywood Studios entrance. There's nothing along there. There's quite a bit of small pieces of land, but there's nothing along there. And what I really wish was we had a hotel at the studio, right at the front entrance, Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard Hotel, and some beautiful restaurants outside the park along that part of the lake. I'd love to see more of a little bit of a boardwalk type character at the front door of the studio. I think we could do some great stuff there. We've talked about it. We've had opportunities. The right thing hasn't come along yet, but maybe someday.
That is such an interesting answer. It's not, I would build this land dedicated to, whatever or anything. You're so in tune with the park. You're like, I want the proper setup so that when people are approaching the park, they're already in the right mood for the park. That's an interesting answer. And that, like I said, to me, that shows that you are very intimate.
I had an opportunity to really do it. We had the opportunity to really do it at Tokyo DisneySea for the first time when we built the Mariposa, hotel inside the park and outside the park at the same time. And since then, it's become more of a normal thing. You have the Grand Cal at PCA. We have, it's become a more normal way of thinking about hotels as being integrated into the park scene. Just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, like I said, that is such an interesting answer for me.
Thank you to Barbara Duncan for donating to Chalk. I just started reading the thing here. Just all of you, thank you for all the support you've given to Chalk, and I'm so excited to sign books for folks.
Yeah, and so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 donations. So that's amazing.
That's wonderful.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to all of you. So if you have any questions for Bob Weis that you would like to ask, go ahead and throw it into the chat. We'll go ahead and bring them up individually so Bob can answer those questions, and we will continue on with that. We got Pete McDevitt in the room here. Hey, Pete, how you doing? He says, Love that as a plan. We can get the Sorcerer's Hat back by the lake and HS. Wishful thoughts. Love that. It's a great idea, Pete.
I'm happy to be rid of the Sorcerer's Hat. I think it was a nice marketing thing for a year, but it stayed there too long. One thing I would like to know from everybody in the chat is I'd like to know if there's any Haunted Mansion fans out there. You didn't ask me, but Haunted Mansion is my favorite attraction. Not one I got to work on, obviously, but it is my favorite attraction. And that moment where a ghost follows you home is the basis for a ghost dog. That was a ghost dog follows a kid home. And the story is about what their life is like having a ghost dog living in their house with them. And that was just the basic notion of it. And it was because I love dogs, and I also love the Haunted Mansion. And if you love dogs, you know that dogs don't live as long as humans. So if you're going to have dogs your whole life, you're probably going to lose a lot of them. And so I wanted some way to just talk about how much we all love dogs through the Haunted Mansion. So that's what the book is about.
Awesome. And by the way, don't forget, everyone, you can purchase a ghost dog on Amazon. Or you can donate $100 to the Chalk Walk Fund tonight, get a signed copy from Bob Weiss, and even better.
It's fun. The audiobook is fun too. I have a friend who has, for any of you that are science fiction fans, he has a theremin, which is that thing that makes this kind of woo sound to it. And he did some music cues for me for the audiobook. They're sort of fun too, so it was fun to do. What else? Questions?
Let's see.
I've got a couple starred in the chat.
Okay. Paul actually says Ghost Dog would make a cute Disney movie. There you go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm hoping. My fingers are all crossed.
All right. So Krista Joe here says, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time reading it. Let me bring it back up bigger there.
Creative process and collaborating with someone like James Cameron, J.K. Rowling. My friends have collaborated with J.K. and I've known Jim Cameron for a while, and I know how it worked on Animal Kingdom. I think the great thing with Cameron is he tapped into this idea that it's not a book report about one of his movies; it's an expansion of the world. Mm-hmm. And so Joe Rohde and his team were able to really study Avatar, study the culture, and create a world that fit in with the larger concept of the Animal Kingdom park. And Cameron was an incredible supporter. And John Landau, who unfortunately died last year, was Cameron's incredibly close producing partner and incredibly close to WDI. I mean, he was John Landau's practically an Imagineering from the beginning. So we miss John a lot, and he was a key part of that. But getting the authors to see that they're creating an immersive world where the guest plays a role in them. We had the same thing with Cars at DCA. You know, you're creating a world that's all cars living together, but now you're going to have a bunch of humans there, and you're going to have a bunch of human doorways and bathrooms and walk-up counters for food and stuff like that. So how do you adapt that world so people feel like they're truly in the Cars world, that they are it has been adapted for them to play a role in it. That's the key part. I mean, as long as the creators understand that. George Lucas is another person who had an incredibly rich understanding of how important the park experience was to preserving people's memories of his characters and giving them first-hand experiences with the characters. So it's great to work with these visionaries, and I think they all love it. They love working with designers and with the audience. It's a great expansion of their visions.
So we have a couple questions.
But that was part of Disney. But that was part of Disneyland from the beginning. You know, you had the TV show, you had Daniel Boone, you had so many things that you had space. You had so many things that Walt was interested in that were appearing in film, in animation, on television, and in the parks all at the same time.
I love watching those old Disneyland shows. They're great. We have a couple questions that are similar here. So Paul Newitt says, respectfully, can you influence Disneyland California to build a Shanghai Tomorrowland, please? Thank you.
Okay, I'll try.
And the second one was from Adventures of Roto Commish. He says, how would Bob fix Tomorrowland at Disneyland?
Oh boy, you know, it's a challenge in any existing operating park, and the challenge is you typically have to evolve things. Once in a while, you get a huge opportunity. You get a huge opportunity to take something huge, you know, like Galaxy's Edge, and build it all at once. But a lot of times, you keep the park operating. We operated Disney California Adventure, even though we tore down the entire main entrance, turnstiles, everything. We had to reroute people. You know, so you end up having to do something that's somewhat evolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the added problem that Tomorrowland is talking about tomorrow, which means the day you get it built, it's, you know, the fear that it could be out of date. So Tomorrowland comes from a time of Walt Disney and this like tremendous sense of optimism about the future and the space program and stuff like that. I'm not sure there's an equivalent today. It might just mean that someday there's a different angle. I don't know. It's just different. We don't see it the same way. So a lot has been talked about. Nothing has settled, I don't think, yet.
I got a question for you. If you could bring back one ride to the Disney parks, what would it be? One ride or attraction?
One ride or attraction? Let me think for a minute. Ask me another question while I think about it.
Okay.
I wrote a lot about flying saucers, and I tried to bring the flying saucers back. I tried to bring it back to PCA, but it didn't work very well, so we took it off. But it was fun with the balloons. But I had a memory about it as a kid, which, you know, you got to be careful when you remember things as a kid. It might not be the same when you're, you know. I loved Horizons at Epcot, by the way. I loved that experience when we went through the big Omnimax domes and stuff like that. I loved that. There's a lot of things I loved over the years, but most of them, I mean, the great thing is most of them are still there. Pirates, the way I remember it. Haunted Mansion, the way I remember it. I don't miss, I may make people mad. I don't miss the Country Bears. Disneyland. You know, there's things that there's things that I don't miss, and then there's, you know, a lot of stuff that I'm glad it's always there, and I can always go back to it. I love going on the train. I'm old-fashioned, I guess. I love it all. Yeah. We asked Eddie the same question a couple weeks ago, and he kind of was on page with Adventures Through Inner Space. Same with me. Danny said, "Oh, yeah, I'm there. That's, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. The other thing I was going to say was the Skyway buckets. Skyway. Oh, that would be great to be bring back. Animation. What's the animation of it? Yeah, absolutely. I know Danny would love to see America's Scenes come back. Cordy, what do you want to see come back?
I think last time I had said People Mover because it made me think of my mom because she wasn't a thrill ride person. It was People Mover, you know, it was just very pirates. That was more her speed, but yeah, no, there's a lot I missed though. Yeah. Well, Inner Space, when I worked by the time I worked at Disneyland, it was a popcorn wagon right outside of Inner Space, you know, a location, and Inner Space, growing up in Southern California, Inner Space is just a big make-out ride. Anybody knows what that means today. And so it was dark, and, you know, the heartbeat was going, you know, and it's just, but I think people were making out, and then they would get, all of a sudden, you're out of the atom, and you're back to the real world, and you dumped off the bucket. So it's like, they had to kind of like adjust themselves again. Okay, we weren't doing anything on the ride. That's the Inner Space that was notorious at Disneyland. So we have another question here for Carol G. From Carol G. What were some of the biggest cultural lessons you learned while designing Tokyo, Disney, or Shanghai? I think
you definitely learn how powerful the Disney storytelling is, and how international it is, how incredibly well it adapts to other cultures. But you also learn that people absorb information differently. People express in live entertainment, music, food. Everything has a different cultural angle on it. And so the number one thing you have to do is have people on your team from those countries who can help you with those choices. And it puts a lot of pressure on them because, we had an incredible woman on the Shanghai team. People asked her everything from, what kind of ice cream should we have to, what color something should be. And she eventually said, I get tired of always talking to 1.3 billion people, which she couldn't do, of course, but the sensibility is important to have on the team. And yet at the same time, people said, the Chinese are never going to the Chinese will never love Duffy the way that the Japanese do. And now Duffy is massive in China. So you never know what's going to happen. Turkey legs are massive in Shanghai Disneyland. Things that people never expected. So the parks give you a chance to kind of let your hair down and just relax and have fun. And in places where most places people have jobs, they work hard, they don't get enough time with their kids. Park gives them a chance to unwind and really have fun.
So Pete McDevitt says, Ghost Dog. Oh, he read Ghost Dog on the road last week and he loved it. So that's awesome.
Thank you. There's a sequel coming to Ghost Dog.
Oh.
And the only thing I'll say is it could be somewhat related to your comment about inner space.
Oh, I like it. All right. You got me engaged already.
The first one's based on Haunted Mansion. Second one's going to be based on inner space.
Oh,
so you can imagine what that is.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Carol G also says, I've never been to Shanghai, but Tokyo Disneyland was very beautiful and imaginative. They didn't disappoint.
Tokyo has been a great experience for me. I've been involved with the park for 45 years. Tokyo is like a second home to me. I have so many friends there and so much admiration for all that Oriental Land Company has done in partnership with WDI. Great. And you will be, I can guarantee you when you get to Shanghai, you won't be disappointed. It was a beautiful, beautiful park setting, great classic and new attractions, and some new kind of different takes on a Disneyland. So they're both great. And the beauty of both parks is really something.
Yeah. Well, speaking of beauty, Paul says you designed a totally beautiful Tomorrowland for Shanghai Disneyland. And we do have another question from Krista Joe. She asks, does Bob have a certain theme park snack or drink he always has to get when visiting?
Yeah, I always have to have a hot dog from the corner of Main Street, from the Coke corner. And I prefer to get it on the way out. I prefer like that when it's like you already had dinner, you've already eaten too much, and you're on your way out, you just stop and you just get that last hot dog. It's just great. And eat it as you're walking down Main Street. I just like that. And they're not actually, I have to say, they're sort of like Dodger Stadium dog. They're not really good hot dogs. They're kind of soggy. They're wrapped up in foil. But it's just been a part of my life for too long. So, same thing with Dodger dog. I always get a Dodger dog. And you always get them and you wonder, why did I get this thing? But there's nothing that tastes the same as a Dodger dog. It's just, incredible.
Right.
Fully loaded.
All right. Well, I kind of agree with you. The dogs sometimes are great and sometimes not, but it's the nostalgia. I think that's what it is, because even my dad, he does the same thing when we go to the parks. He's like, I need a corn dog. I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh man, brings back memories.
Yeah, we all have that thing that only really makes sense in the park. It's which is what's fun about them, right? those giant turkey legs in Shanghai. They were surprised by it, and they couldn't buy enough of them. They just, so many people were standing in line, and they go in and buy like a whole family's worth of turkey legs. We just weren't enough turkeys in China to supply them all.
Paul did want to mention that if you look in the crates in the exit queue of Tokyo DisneySea for the 20K ride, there's a Nautilus weather vane that he made in the memory of Tom Sherman.
Wow, that's great. Thank you. Tom Sherman, for those that don't know, is such an amazing designer and built the Nautilus himself in his house. And I mean, just such an incredible devotion to that design, the whole design world. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Do we have any other questions in here, anyone? I don't see any other questions. And just want to remind everyone, if where's the best place they can find you? You have a website, obviously, and you also have Instagram. Where do you prefer to people find you?
We've got bobweis.com. Bob Weis, Weis is spelled W-E-I-S with one S, bobweis.com. You can get me there. I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram. And love to hear people's fun ideas and what you think of the books. And I'm hopefully going to do a big push for Halloween for Ghost Dog. So it's great talking to you all, and I hope to hear from people.
Absolutely.
And thanks to everybody for supporting your chalk effort. That's totally amazing for me.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. So you can find Bob at bobweis.com. He said he's also on LinkedIn, but you can find him here on Instagram as well, which I'm sharing. And
I share all my travels and book signings and stuff on Instagram. So I was at Disneyland recently. That was incredibly fulfilling to be able to come back to Disneyland and sign books there at the Opera House with a group of other authors. That was fun. So yeah. I kind of record everything. That's me on the Treasure, Ghost Dog book.
Yep. That's awesome. It really was a pleasure seeing you, Don Hahn, Chris Merritt, Tim O'Day, Matthew Reinhardt, and of course, Martha Blanding there. That was an amazing experience.
It was great to have the authors together. It's great to have the authors together. So hoping to be able to do more events like that where we all come together. It's really fun.
I hope so too. And as Bob
we sold out all the books, so it was great. It was fun for everybody.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. And then of course Bob was talking about our Chalk Walk page, everyone. So we are now up to 27,355. So we broke the 27,000 mark thanks to Bob and to all of you who donated. So we have Barbara Duncan, Krista Johnson, Weirdo Man, Mattercam Matt, and Aubrey Harris, who've all donated $100. So we'll make sure that your information gets out.
Give me that list and what they need and how that I can personalize, and I'll take care of it as soon as I get back to the U.S. and everything.
Absolutely.
And thank you all for the support to Disney, for the support to all Imagineers, to the parks, and to me personally. And thank you guys, Bob and Cordy and Danny, for all you do that keeps the magic alive. We can't do it without you guys.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to be on the show. Obviously, we had some audio issues, so hopefully we'll be lucky enough to have you back on the show soon, especially in October. Maybe we'll work something out with Ariel and the whole Ghost Dog book. But
love it.
Also, whenever you happen to write that second book and the book about Marty Sklar, we'd love to have you back on to talk about those as well.
Yeah, look for that. The Marty Sklar book's about this big. It's about that big.
Wow.
It's all visual, and
Nice.
that'll be coming out in another year, I think. And knock on wood, Ghost Dog, inspired by Interspace, in another year or two.
That would be amazing. So, well, I know that you're over there in Shanghai. We hope that you and your family are having an amazing vacation and that you have a safe travels home. And I will be in touch with you soon.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day,
Bob.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am so glad we get to interview these guys. Just the stories they tell, like Tammy was saying, we could just sit here and listen for hours. It's one of those things where it's just like hearing all, and it's like all, like you said, Bob, there's all the little snippets that he puts in the book. I didn't even get a chance to mention the, I'm not going to say the actual term, but the SLJs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that part in the book?
Oh, I saw that. I saw that too.
Like,
you know what? Well, it was funny too because I was some of you know from watching my live stream yesterday is that I was on at 5 a.m. here in California. I was actually on with Bob on StreamYard just to make sure everything worked. Of course, it didn't work so well in the beginning, but it was great. He and I were talking for about a good, I don't know, half hour, 35 minutes. And I told him, I said, well, I got to try to finish your book before I interview you tomorrow. And the thing is that it's so easy to read these chapters, or not just chapters, but each little individual thing. And it's funny, he ends up coming back to some of the things, but it's just these little bite-sized things that you can read. And you're like, wow, I'm going to read another one. Oh, I'm going to read another one. I mean, next thing you know, I read like 60 pages in like no time at all. And most books are not like that. You got a chapter, you got to read through the whole chapter, whatnot. I think that this was a different outlook and take on what he did. And I would love to read, more books like that. And it's funny too, because he actually talked about having Ariel. Oops. Oh, I just realized, I think I sent you guys a message I meant to send to Bob. So sorry about that.
I just thought you were thanking yourself.
Yes. Sorry. Ignore my message, Danny and Cordy. Yeah,
he's basically saying that we didn't really do anything, Cordy. He's just thanking himself. This whole evening is thanks to him. Yeah.
No, not at all. You guys are cracking me up. I am going to reply back to him in a moment here, but it was a pleasure, having him on the show. And so what we were talking about too is he also has a young daughter, and he thought it'd be great if Ariel is his target group for teenagers to read a ghost dog novel. So he wants to do something with Ariel sometime in October. Whether we do it with Park Streamers or something separate, we'll work it out, and it'd be awesome to have him do that. We're also working on something else, but I can't talk about that right now. But it deals with Don Hahn again. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. It's all about Bob. Oh, geez. All right. Well, it's been great having you. I'll see you guys.
Finally.
What? Finally. I tell you, there's no love here.
No, seriously, guys, can we say thank you to Bob in the chat? He was dealing with all the technical issues, but he figured out a way. He MacGyvered something to get it to work, and we were able to be able to interview Bob Weis. So obviously, thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. My arm's tired. I was like holding the phone back and forth between each the hands there. I'm glad it worked out. I was a little worried there for a moment that it wasn't going to happen, and that we were going to have issues, but thankfully Bob took the time to go ahead and do it through the cell phone. And again, he's a gracious gentleman, and I'm sure he'll be back soon, and we'll get him on when we can. That was amazing. I don't know what it is, but it seems like every time we have a new guest on, especially someone from Disney or someone with this type of background, I always feel giddy inside, and I always feel like we just had an amazing interview. It was awesome with Eddie Sato a couple weeks ago, and now with Bob Weis. But I think what I really enjoy about it is that we get to ask them questions and hear from them personally about what it was like for them to work as an Imagineer. And, Krista Joe, what a great question. Hey, what's your favorite snack in the park? I mean, that's something I didn't think about. So I really appreciate everyone taking the time to ask those questions. And it's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a kick out of this, that our guests want to hear and take questions from the audience, that from the viewers. That's, because I'm always like, I don't know, do they even want to be here? Are they just doing it because, oh, okay, I'll just do it. And they're oh, I'm tired of talking about this same stuff over and over. But then they've come on and they've had a fantastic time. They've had fun. I mean, and it's because, like I said, we do our thing, here, and we try to keep the show going. But for them to, be interested in, taking your guys' questions, obviously they're having fun and they're reading the chat the whole time.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was gonna
you
say,
guys
that-
with you guys with the jokes and saying stuff, they're reading it and they start realizing that, you know what, we've got a fun group here.
Yeah, I love that you'll hear them like, oh, so and so said, right? And you're like, oh, they're actually reading it. Well,
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Sorry, I'm just replying back to Bob real quick.
That is true. Adventures with Roto Commish. Snacks are important, Bob.
What's that? Snacks are important. I agree.
You know us. We like our snacks.
All right. So do we want to go ahead and continue on? Oh, you know what? So I wanted to bring up something real quick because a lot of people have been seeing on Instagram and other social media channels the fact that the Walt Disney animatronic has come out, and Danny, Cordy, and I have been talking about this, and obviously we really do want to experience what it's like, and so I think we're going to hold off talking about it because we haven't seen what the show is like. I know there's been some, talk and rumbles about, how he looks or how he, animates all this stuff. But until we actually get to see the show, I don't think we can, really critique what it is and what it's like. But yeah, I mean, we're going to hold off until we've had the opportunity to experience the show, and then we can talk about it. And hopefully, some of you will be able to, see the show that's coming out this week and experience it in person as well. But we are going to talk about that a little bit later, I think. Let's see. Do we have any more donations for a Chalk Walk?
Carol G and the Corn Dogs.
Whoa, Carol G.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carol G. So right now, that makes 6, right?
Yep.
Donations. So there's 4 more openings, and he actually said Bob, Danny, and Cordy are not allowed to participate, which is a bummer. It's okay. I got him on speed dial. I can work something out. But we definitely appreciate all of you taking the time to donate. It's so amazing and awesome, and I'm it was great that we were able to do something with Eddie Soto a couple weeks ago with that flag. But this was an amazing one. He said that he wanted to be a part of Chalk and he wanted to help out. I had no idea that he was actually going to offer that up on our stream today. So I'm very, very honored, and it was very gracious for him to, come up with that idea. So I will definitely make sure that what I'll do is I'll reach out to all of you to find out exactly which book you want. So you know what we can do. If you guys don't mind, we'll go ahead and have our mods put in the prize form in the chat right now. And then Carol, Barbara, Krista Joe, Weird Old Man, Mattercam Matt, Aubrey Harris, if you guys can put the information into the prize form and what book you would like. And that way we can make sure that he sends out the books to your location and the one that you actually want. That'd be great. And remember, we still have 4 more that can be donated. So if you want to get a autographed signed copy of Bob Weis's book, Dream Chasing or Ghost Dog, then please donate.
Yeah, and I think are you going to be there? You'll be there Thursday, right? Just later in the day?
Yeah, so, well, I'm trying to work it out right now. See if I can get someone to watch Ariel for me in the morning because she doesn't have a pass. She's got a 3-day ticket right now, but she wants to save it because she only has 2 days left of that 3-day ticket. So if I can get someone to watch Ariel for me, I'm going to go in the morning to evening time. If not, then I'll be there from evening to nighttime. Which is, I know, not the ideal time to go for, Disneyland's birthday, but, you got to go with what your work-life balance. So,
yeah, I'm curious to see what the virtual queue. So, I'm supposed to be there at Rooftop.
I know. You know what? I got to be honest with you. Even though clips have come out and I've seen some of those clips, I'm excited to see what the whole show is like. And so I really hope that I'm able to get a virtual queue if I'm able to go in the morning. So that I can check it out. I know you are too, Cordy. Danny is nowhere in particular, actually. So he won't be able to experience it until probably next week. But
Krista Joe, when entering the prize on the form, label which book you want if you would like Dream Chasing or Ghost Dog, because he'll send either one.
Right.
I
Now,
think the Mermaid gets to check it out tomorrow for the cast member preview.
Yep.
is that tomorrow? Or is it on?
Tuesday,
it's
right?
tomorrow a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what, Haunted Mermaid, I hope you have a great time. All the cast members, I hope they have a great time. I was talking to Amber over at Starbucks last night when I was there, and she said she applied a little too late, so she couldn't go. So some of the cast members aren't able to go, but I hope that the ones that did get in have an amazing time. It sounds like they're going to have a great cast experience for everyone. Now, even though they did announce, and they do have it on the Disney blog, Walt Disney's animatronic, but they also have something else that I want to share with all of you. And I wanted to bring that up, so let me share my screen with you. We have some new exhibits on Main Street honoring Walt Disney and his dream of Disneyland. And so I think this is really cool because, they're bringing back things from the past to show you. And so they talk about the evolution of a dream, and they have some of the things that Danny and I love the most, maps. They've got some maps up here that show the evolution of the park. And if you did buy the book, what is that, The Happiest Place on Earth, some of these maps are actually in that book that you can find, which are really, really cool. Believe it or not, this is the first iteration over here of the layout of Disneyland when it was first conceived, right there. It's just a quick sketch. It's a lot smaller than what it turned out to be, of course. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you've got the other iterations over here of what it would have been. But what I think is awesome, too, is that they have so much history wrapped up in this area. And this is the area that's off to the side next to the theater. And so you can see, look, it's got all the different Disney hats. It's got the Mouseketeer ears that you could buy back in the day for, I believe, $1. You got the 50th anniversary ears right there, too. The Steamboat Willie ones. So it's really cool seeing all those from the different anniversaries. You have things like the watches and the clocks. Obviously, a replica of what his apartment looks like. And this is right here, I believe, is where they used to have the big Walt Disney map. But I think it's cool what's that?
I said, yeah, you're right. That is where it is.
But what I think is great is not everyone is able to take the tour and see, Walt Disney's apartment. But the fact that they tried to do a quick replica of what it looks like is amazing, because Danny and his family and Ariel and I got to go with them on this tour, and I thought it was amazing. So I'm really happy to see that they actually recreated it here for everyone else to see what it looks like in Walt's apartment. It's a great way to see a brief time in history right there. And of course, you've got other things that were given to Walt over the years. And you have different things that he's created, like the tiki room birds and flowers. Obviously, you've got a crocodile there. Just different things that, he and his Imagineers developed over the years are so cool. The audio animatronics are amazing. To be honest with you, to think what they did back in the day and all the technology they needed to put it together is just so cool. But look at all the different audio animatronics they have here, from It's a Small World to Pirates of the Caribbean. And of course, now they've got Walt's picture up inside the area. And they've got Walt, A Magical Life up on the video screen. So it'll be interesting to see that. That's cool because it tells you it's starting in 12 minutes. And I'm sure they're going to play videos about Walt just like they do for Mr. Lincoln. And then they have this new mural inside. It's a tribute of Disneyland's past and present and future. So I think that's pretty amazing. I like it because you have all the different attractions on one side, and then you have like the timeline of pictures on the other side, which are really, really cool. And it looks like a fresh new carpet in there too.
And real quick, we got a couple of people asking about the giveaway. You can donate to any of the Team Park Streamers. It doesn't have to be me, Bob, or Courtney. It can be any of the Park Streamers. A $100 donation gets you a personalized autographed copy of one of Bob Weis's books. You can choose either the Dream Chasing book or Ghost Dog. but a $100 donation to any of the team Park Streamers.
Awesome. Thanks for the clarification there, Danny. And then, of course, they have the Keep Moving Forward. And these are some of the things that they've already done with, obviously Galaxy's Edge, but you can see some of the concept art of Avatar Land that's coming to Disneyland. It looks like Coco, etc. So they're showing some of the things that they're going to be doing here in the near future. And that's about it. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can catch that on the Disney blog there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going through the entire experience. I'd like to see how that feels in its entirety. We've been talking about, people on social media. I want to see it in person because sometimes things look different when it's staged, when it's lit, when things are, rather than an up close photograph. Sometimes being 30 feet away from something with the stage lighting and everything, it feels different. So I'm not gonna pile on the way we're seeing. I mean, I will have my comments and everything, but I feel like let's just kind of go through the whole experience, see how it feels, because I've heard that it's actually very, very well done. So let's kind of take a step back for a moment, But you guys know me. If when I'm done, I'm sitting there going, what, this is trash. It's not worth it. Why'd they do this? I think they should just burn the whole thing down. Kind of, I'll tell you. I won't hold back at that point, but
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to share it too. Hopefully we'll be able to do live streams.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Because my chat was asking me, are they going to let you stream it? And I said, well, I've streamed Lincoln before, but I've also been told you can't stream Lincoln.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I think it depends on the cast member at the time, or if things have changed. I don't know, but yeah, I think we've all dealt with that where a cast member says you're not allowed to video, and then other times where it's like, yeah, no problem. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like the Star Tours effect. You don't know if they're going to say no or yes. And lately, it's been yes for a while now. It hasn't been a problem. But I remember I think it was the second live stream I ever did in Disneyland. I actually titled it, Great Moments at Disneyland. And I had the picture on my thumbnail of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. I was like, I'm going to go to the castle and then start the live stream. I'm going to head to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. And by the way, I walked in, talked to the cast member, said, hey, am I able to go into the theater and, do a live stream? She goes, absolutely, no problem. So I left, went to the castle, came back, new cast member. And she says, nope, you can't do it. I'm like, oh, bummer. So I had to leave the theater immediately, but I was eventually able to do it just like Theme Park Casual said. So obviously we never want to break the rules, but it's so funny how some cast members say, yes, you can. Some people say you can't. So hopefully we can.
And real quick, add the Dutch Disney lover. Let me see if we can figure out. I'll try to message you and see if we can figure out why your donation you're not able to donate. He was having trouble the other day.
We just got another donation.
Oh.
Let's see here. I'm refreshing.
Oh, mine's having a hard time refreshing. What's going on?
Oh yeah, mine too.
Oh, it was Michelle. Shelly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you all for your generosity and.
Yeah, this is amazing, and thank you to Bob Weis for putting that out there like that. That was completely unexpected.
It was. And look at that. We are already at 27,555 now. That is truly amazing.
So we have 7 donations. We've got 3 slots left for the 10 books that in total that Bob has offered. So if you're able to. That's
amazing. He's helping us get another $1,000 donated to Chalk. That's so cool.
And we've got a gifted membership from Tammy Delaney.
Oh,
and
thank
that
you,
went
Tammy.
to add the Dutch Disney lover.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, you know what? By the way, I'm not sure what happened, but I had confetti going on before in the background for all of us. Yay, I got it back.
There it is.
I don't know why, but they had taken away for a while there for I don't know, like a month, and now it's back. So I just want to say thank you to Tammy for the donation or the
They
membership.
probably heard that you were that you're upset about the glitter hat, and they said, "Well, then no confetti."
Glitter. All right. But I do want to keep the confetti up and say thank you to all of our donors so far tonight, because you guys have definitely made a difference. Aubrey Harris, Mattercat Matt, Weird Old Man, Krista Joe, Barbara Duncan, Carol G and the Corn Dogs, and of course, Shelly Mendez. Thank you. So that confetti is for you guys.
We're trying to get it so Add the Dutch Disney Lover can donate. He already donated once, so I don't know why he's having trouble now. I don't know why
I don't know why either. I wonder if it's a firewall issue or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's in the States.
He's done it before. That's what's weird.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. But Ad, we do want to say thank you because obviously, you're from overseas, so appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else to cover. Do you want to go ahead and ask everyone to throw some questions in the chat for us, and so we can
sure
actually end the show on a decent time for Danny?
Well, what's funny is this is probably the 1 week where I don't have to rush out.
I was just thinking that. It's like I don't have to go to bed early tonight.
Well, but what's funny is the time is different where I'm at.
So you're an hour ahead, huh?
Oh, I thought he was like 6 hours ahead.
I might be 6 hours ahead. It could be morning right now where I'm at.
When you drive to Hawaii, the drive is not like,
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Yeah. There's only a couple of places where you can stop and get a coffee on the way.
Oh my goodness, what would you do without your Starbucks or Joffrey's coffee or whatever coffee bean and tea leaf?
Your banana. Wait, what was it called?
Don't.
Oh, say it, Cordy.
Wait, now I can't remember. Oh no, wait, I'm gonna look it up.
Oh,
Okay, talk amongst yourselves. Bob ran out of confetti because he was using extra.
Yeah.
No, the confetti's still there.
As he does.
So amazing. There we go. All right. So let's see what questions do we have going on. I've been trying different coffees out there.
You guys
get
to know where he is on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
You guys gotta watch Wednesday to find out.
Yeah. The secret location has been determined. I don't know exactly what time though. That's the problem. So
I didn't think they had a Legoland out there in Kansas. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, we're at Legoland, Saskatchewan. That's why.
I like this one. Daryl Chin says, question, how about a Streamers Hangout memoir? We're probably going to have to write one with all the amazing guests that we've been having on. It's really cool.
Yes.
And by the way, if you guys have a request for a guest, if we can get them on, we will. We're actually dealing with this situation, though, right now where I'm trying to convince Danny and Cordy to do a weekly show because we have too many guests. Do they serve bao buns? Thanks, Trish.
But do they serve banoffee pie cold brews?
No.
That is just absolutely worst name. Absolute worst name. I can't even believe they attempted that. In fact, the only reason I'm letting it go is because they had the Savannah Bananas, and I think they just decided, you know what, if we can be as silly as we want with this, and that's why they went with that name. That's the only reason I'm letting them get away with it.
And because you like it. You're like, I'll let it slide because it's good.
Exactly. Because it tastes good. And you guys had this wacky little baseball team thing going. I did, well, all right, I'll let it go.
Park Streamers Hangout needs a video clips Hall of Fame like Danny submerged on Tiana's. Yeah, that would be awesome. I could just watch that 100 times in a row.
Yeah, I've got my list of everything that we're going to be covering on my year-end wrap-up, and I've got them listed and everything, and it's like I have a little note as to what was special on that stream. and I've got, TPC gets drenched, and then like 5 days later I had to put TPC gets more drenched.
Next Park Streamers Hangout will be guests on other podcasts about how we had so many amazing interviews. We'll be on Pete McDevitt. You're not going to believe it.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
That's
priceless. Take a bow.
Okay, take a bow. John, wow, you're trying to be ambitious there. Take what?
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Try getting a Disney legend Dick Van Dyke. Wow, that
would be. I don't even know what I would do at that point. I'd probably be too nervous.
This bow thing has gotten way out of hand. It's crazy, but it's funny. You know what? Hey, never say never. If you give me a challenge, I might have to.
Oh yeah, no. Bob will take the challenge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Did I? It was so funny because when we actually went to the Bob Gurr screening, and every time Floyd Norman walked by with his wife, and I'm like, guys, go ask him. We'll go talk to him. They're like, no, can't do it. I'm like, finally, the third time, I'm like, guys, follow me. We're going. Sure enough, we took off. And I walked up to Floyd Norman, and I said, hi, my name's Bob. I'm with the Park Streamers Hangout. And his wife said, I'll leave you guys to it. And she walked away. And then I'm like, I'd like to introduce you to my friends. I turn around and I'm like, where's Danny and Cordy? And they came running up. I'm like, thank goodness they followed me, because I'm like, I'd like to introduce you to my friends. Oh, my imaginary friends. Where'd they go?
We're like, where's Bob? What's he doing?
Yeah. Well, you guys saw me at the Chalk Walk event that night. It was like, we're live streaming. I'll see you later. I got to go talk to some people. And by the way, I'm so excited to have Belle, the ambassador, on our show next week. And I think it's going to be great now that Zach has confirmed he's the AVP of Chalk Walk. He's actually going to be here. So that's the week that we're actually doing the Chalk Walk. He's going to be on our show to talk about it. So I think it's going to be pretty amazing and really cool. I am pleased to announce that later this week, the guitar will be shipped to the Park Streamers, and the one that we are raffling off. And we should be able to hopefully show it sometime next week to all of you with a reveal video with me, Danny, and Cordy, hopefully. So I'm excited about that too. I do want to say thank you immensely to the person who created the guitar for us. There are some people who also went in with this individual to make the guitar case, to add artwork, to do the strap for the guitar, which you guys have seen now is the Mickey Mouse, Tigger, and Minnie Mouse, and it's a licensed strap from Disney. So that's pretty cool. It's amazing. I apologize. I forgot to bring up the video so that I could show you guys some more footage. But if you're watching my live stream yesterday, I was showing some of it as well. It's got a fresh coat of wax. It looks beautiful. And I'm very thankful to that individual. And I believe the individual is going to announce who he is or she is here in the next couple weeks. So I just can't say thank you enough to that person, because they actually did an amazing job on that guitar. And we didn't approach this person. They actually approached us and said, I would like to do this. And we were just wowed. So yeah, very cool. And just remember, since we're talking about this guitar, if you donate a total of $200 across me, Theme Park Casual, Cordy, and California's channels, and it's just the three of us, so if you donate $50 to my channel and $100 to Cordy's channel and $50 to Danny's channel, that's $200. You will be entered into the drawing for this guitar. And some of you have made some really nice donations. So several of you will be in for this drawing of the guitar, and we can't wait to raffle it off. And we'll be doing it in August. So thank you.
That's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
I know. It's going to be really exciting. And then we have some really good gifts too that we're going to be raffling off. So if you donate $25 or more to the Park Streamers team, you will actually get entered into a drawing. Last year, I think we had about 172, people that were actually entered into the drawing to win a bunch of prizes. And we gave some amazing prizes away that people donated, that Cordy, Danny, and I donated. So it's going to be great again this year. So can't wait to do it. All right. Let's see. Any other questions we got going on in the chats?
Real quick, I do want to acknowledge add the Dutch Disney lover. I believe he's going to be making a donation as well for one of the books.
Thank you so very much.
Awesome.
We're trying to get it all figured out, but that's in the process.
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that means we'll have 7 then. So amazing.
Yes, the Chalk Walk is on August 3rd, and we're starting 5 a.m. and the festivities, I believe, start at 5:45. I think that's what it is. Or 5:45, they let us into Disneyland, and then 6:15, the actual festivities start, and 6:30 step off.
I thought, didn't they let us in at 5:30 last year or something like that? They were letting people in earlier than that.
Yeah, something like that.
Our team is going to get there early this year.
I was waiting. I'm like, okay, it's coming.
I wasn't saying anything about you, Cordy. I'm just saying our team is going to be up bright and early.
I was running. I'm coming.
Danny and I.
I can't remember. Yeah, I know we were there. Me and Bob were at the parking structure by 4:00. So.
Yeah, we were, and then by 4:30, we're standing next to the structure, going, "All right, so everyone's going to be here real soon."
And Matt, I think we're going to be all streaming separately because we all get separated at different points. Some people, get into getting all the characters and interacting with them with the chat and whatnot. So it's going to be individual streamers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so we'll do that, and hopefully we'll get there. Well, I can touch base. I got to give our rep a call from Chalk, so I'll see if we can do something to get up to the front of that line so that we can actually film and record some of the stuff as well, because that's really exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what Pirate Queen Twish mentioned earlier, but she's bowing out, mentioning it again.
All right, Trish. All right. Well, can you guys get more cast members on? I don't know any cast members except for Haunted Mermaid and, of course, my relative and the other relative. Yeah, we could try to get to. The thing is about cast members to know too. I have previously asked certain cast members to come onto the show. I did one from costuming, and they were like, "No, I can't really, because I can't really do a reveal what I do and how I do things." So it's really tough because they don't have NDAs or anything like that, but they may not be able to discuss things like that. Also, they have a thing. By the way, most people don't realize it, but you're technically not allowed to do like formal type interviews with cast members, especially inside the park when you're going there to stream and stuff. So that's one of their Disney rules. So we'd have to get someone who is authorized to speak on behalf of the company, or a former employee like Bob Weis, Eddie Sato, things like that. So, but it's a great idea. I mean, they can come on the show, but they may not be able to talk about specific Disney stuff, especially if they're currently working for the company. So, great idea. And like I said, if you guys have any question or any suggestions of who you'd like to see on the show, you can always ask, and we can see if we can do something about it. It's great because now that we're building some of these relationships with some of the Imagineers, we might be able to talk to them and see if we can get some people onto the show that we might not have been able to before.
And we've got a whole bunch of people that we're working on to get on the show. And like Bob said, me and Cordy are kind of having to tell Bob, hey, let's relax just a bit. But we're going to do everything we can to have as many guests as possible. But we also want to make sure that we're giving you guys the Park Streamers Hangout that you guys have come to know and love. And we don't want to turn that aside and not have it be that anymore. We don't want it to morph into something. I like it for us. We want to keep it real with you guys, and that's the main thing for me.
And we'd like more in park. Those are so much fun.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah. schedule. Just know that we think about it whenever, schedules allow.
So coming soon to you, 2 park streamers a week. Danny Corey, what? We got to talk about this, Bob. So Daryl Chin brought up something good. Bob Gurr would be a wonderful guest. So just to let you know, I did look into this. To bring Bob Gurr, and I even talked to Danny and Cordy about this, but to bring Bob Gurr on as a guest, you have to pay him a minimum of $500 to get him on as a guest. So yes, it would be nice to have him on, but I would, we would have to fork out $500 to bring him on the show. So it's something I would like him to do on his own instead of, charging. But, he's kind of found his little niche right now with everyone wants him, and he's got his, documentary out and everything and whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately it's $500. I talked to Pete McDevitt about it too. He was like, I'm not paying $500. That's a lot of money to bring on a guest. I would love to have him, but
yeah.
And then EXP66 said, thanks for creating this wonderful gift, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, EXP.
Yeah, so Tammy, it is August 3rd for the chalk walk that we're doing.
Quick, somebody go start a
too funny. Too funny.
Well, we could get Mattercam for a deal.
I'll do
it for $450. That is hilarious. Night, Tom. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was great having you. Murdered Beaver says, what is my interview, Park Streamers? Well,
well, like we said, we didn't know if you're, bound by NDA or anything. You are an on-stage cast member at Disneyland, so
that's right.
It'll be like that shadow, right? The shadow character, or you know what I'm saying. We can't see his face. It'll be like altered voice.
Oh.
So I love the wood on the bridge, but I can't see the wood over in Frontierland. Whatever. Look at this. He's at the Grand California near the pool. I think he's talking about you, Danny.
You never know.
Even Paul knew it. Says, $500 is my rate too. Too funny. Too funny. And I don't think we said hi to Chew. Chew, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. Chew. Hope you and Soli Ole are doing well.
But Murder Beaver has an NDA, non-damn agreement.
He says beavers can't read those NDAs. But Go and Shogi says, I'll do it for a package of Milano cookies and 3 Pog Slammers. Go and Shogi, that's hilarious.
Oh man,
great. You guys are definitely cracking us up. Let's see here. All right. Well, I don't see
package of Milano cookies.
Yeah, you guys have a great sense of humor. I really appreciate it, and it's great that we're able to.
I can't believe he wants the fancy cookies. Come on.
Too funny. Oh boy.
You're gonna get regular size Oreo cookies. That's it.
Tuxedos.
Tuxedo. The Hydrox.
Dave is asking Paul, would you settle for a dinner at Centrico? Oh boy, that's too funny.
Oh man,
that's too great. All right, well, I think we're out of questions for now, but I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for being here. Generic Oreos, boy, we're getting cheap now.
Yeah.
I guess you'll have to bow out.
One last.
Thank you, Paul. But we've had a great show, and thank you so much for taking the time to ask some amazing questions to Bob Weis in the chat. Obviously, we look forward to having him back on soon. But before we go, let's go ahead and talk to Danny and Cordy and myself and see where we're going to be next. So, Cordy, can you tell us where we can find you and where we can find you next on the next live stream?
Find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Discord. And I should be in the parks on Thursday.
Awesome.
Bright and early.
That's so cool. Bright and early. All right. And Theme Park Casual, who is nowhere in particular right now.
Yes,
Where can we find you? And where are you going to be streaming next?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual. And I will be live on Wednesday from an undisclosed location as of yet. I don't know exactly what time. So if you'd really like to follow, be sure to have be subscribed and have the bell clicked, because you never know. It could be noon, it could be 3 p.m., it could be 9 p.m. You never know.
Very good. Barb Dunk says we want to know the coordinates. Very good. And
I may start doing posting little clues as to where I might be.
Nice. All right. It's gonna be a plant in the corner of a hotel.
No, I'll give clues as to where the actual place is, not just where I am.
Is there like foot water involved in this, or
is what?
What is it? Feet water?
Feet water.
And involved at all? No.
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like I'll give you guys one clue. I've never been there. I'm going to somewhere I have never been.
I know exactly where now.
Exactly. Nowhere in particular.
All I needed.
All right. Well, everyone, you can find me at BarryPlace28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. I am planning on being back at the park on Thursday also. Again, it depends on if I am able to find someone to watch Ariel. So I may be there in the morning, or I may be there in the evening, but I will be back on Thursday. Before we go, I do want to say thank you again to Tammy Delaney. Oh my gosh, Danny is on Mars. Tammy, for gifting the Barry Place. He's in the bayou. Oh boy. Thank you, Tammy, for gifting the Barry's Place, the Park Streamers Hangout membership. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
I also want to say thank you to all of our donors for the Chalk Walk. And why is my page not loading? There it is. So Ad is actually donating $100 as well. So thank you.
That has done. We just need to process it. So consider Ad does have it donated.
Very good. Michelle, Shelley, thank you so much. Carol G, Barbara Duncan, Krista Joe, Weird Little Man, Mattercat Matt, and Aubrey Harris. Thank you so much for your kind and generous donations. Really appreciate it. Make sure you fill out that prize form. Make sure you fill out the prize form as well. And mods, if you can share that link one more time in the chat, I'd appreciate it. And then we will make sure that we get your information and to Bob so that he knows what book you want and what your mailing address is. So thank you. We are now up to, oops, I just clicked off it. Sorry about that. So once we add ads, donation will be up to $27,655. So thank you so much. We are quickly on our way to 28,000 for the Chalk Walk.
Holy mackerel. That is so crazy.
I honestly, I'm going to make this prediction. I think we're going to hit 30, not to jinx us, but it's on that way because we still have a couple more weeks to raise donations. And we can't thank you enough. It was an amazing weekend for the streamers that were, raising funds from our whole entire team. The whole entire team has been absolutely amazing. Yeah. Trish says, wherever it is, it sounds like someone is opening and closing a metal gate or door. Oh, that's my cat.
Well, then GV says.
Chill. Oh, jeez. I told you not to throw your trash on the ground in the parking lot of Disneyland. All right. Well,
it's going to be funny when I tell everybody that we're actually at the Holiday Inn just down the street from Disneyland. It's going to be all, oh, this is dumb.
I'm at the Candy Cane.
Yeah.
The Candy Cane Inn. I love that one.
The Candy Cane Inn. Yeah, there we go. I said Candy Cane Lane. Oops. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much. We hope you had a great night. Come join us next week. I know it's normally not a regular Park Streamers Hangout show, but we will have Belle, the ambassador for Chalk Walk, and it's going to be a great interview as well. And hopefully we can talk a little bit more about some of the great theme park news that is out there. So with that, we'd like to say thank you and adieu. And we hope you guys have a great night, a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
See you guys.